He married her only to settle a business arrangement, never expecting anything genuine to come from it. His household staff quietly doubted she belonged in his grand mansion at all. Then one evening, she walked into his kitchen, and by the time dinner ended, everyone in that house looked at her completely differently. Stay till the end, because this story will warm your heart in ways you don't expect. The Grand Sinclair mansion stood quiet that afternoon, its usual disciplined atmosphere occasionally broken by hushed whispers among the household staff regarding their employer's recent, unexpected marriage. Marcus Sinclair, one of the city's most powerful and feared businessmen, had married Claire Bennett 3 months earlier. A quiet, practical arrangement meant purely to strengthen a valuable business alliance between their families. Marcus rarely spent time at home, his days consumed entirely by demanding business responsibilities, leaving Claire largely alone within the enormous mansion, surrounded by household staff who remained politely distant, uncertain exactly how to treat their employer's new, unfamiliar wife. Claire understood clearly that her marriage to Marcus had been arranged purely for practical business reasons, without any genuine emotional connection between them. Still, she remained determined to build a meaningful life for herself within her unfamiliar new surroundings, refusing to allow loneliness or uncertainty to define her daily existence. The household staff, accustomed to years of formal, disciplined routines under Marcus's demanding standards, initially viewed Claire with quiet skepticism, uncertain how someone so unfamiliar with their strict household customs could ever truly fit into their carefully managed world. "She seems nice enough," Martha, the head housekeeper, remarked quietly to another staff member one afternoon, "but she's clearly not accustomed to a household like this." Claire, aware of the staff's cautious uncertainty, chose not to force herself into situations where she felt unwelcome. Instead, she quietly explored the mansion's expansive kitchen, an area she genuinely loved, having grown up helping her mother prepare warm, comforting meals within their modest family home. One quiet afternoon, as Marcus prepared to host an important dinner for several influential business associates, tension quickly spread throughout the household when the mansion's head chef suddenly fell seriously ill, leaving the kitchen staff scrambling desperately to find a suitable replacement on short notice. "Sir," Martha explained nervously to Marcus, "our chef has fallen ill unexpectedly. We don't have anyone else prepared to handle a dinner this important on such short notice." Marcus, clearly frustrated by this unexpected complication, considered his limited options carefully. "Can we not simply hire outside catering immediately?" "There's no time, sir," Martha replied anxiously. "Your guests arrive within just a few hours." As panic quietly spread throughout the kitchen staff, Claire, having overheard the tense conversation, calmly stepped forward. "I can help," she offered simply. Marcus glanced at her skeptically, clearly doubtful given his limited knowledge of her culinary abilities. "Claire, this dinner is extremely important. I need someone experienced, not simply willing." Claire remained calm despite his obvious doubt, quietly confident in her own abilities. "Marcus, please trust me on this. I've cooked meals for large gatherings before. Let me help." Reluctantly, given the lack of better alternatives, Marcus agreed cautiously, though skepticism remained evident in his expression. "Very well, Claire. But please, don't embarrass us in front of my associates." Claire nodded calmly, quickly making her way toward the kitchen, determined to prove herself capable despite everyone's obvious doubts. The kitchen staff watched nervously as she confidently began organizing ingredients, her calm, practiced movements slowly easing their initial skepticism. As Claire worked diligently, drawing upon cherished family recipes she had learned throughout her childhood, the kitchen gradually filled with warm, comforting aromas that quickly attracted curious attention from staff members passing nearby. "That smells incredible," one of the kitchen assistants remarked, genuine surprise evident in her voice. Claire smiled warmly, continuing her careful preparations. "It's my grandmother's recipe. Simple ingredients, but full of genuine flavor." As the dinner hour approached, Marcus paced nervously within his private study, anxious about how tonight's crucial business dinner might unfold given the sudden last-minute change in kitchen staff. He seriously doubted Claire's ability to successfully manage such an important event, quietly preparing himself for potential embarrassment in front of his influential guests. However, as Marcus's guests began arriving and settling comfortably into the elegant dining room, he had absolutely no idea that tonight's dinner, prepared entirely by his previously overlooked wife, was about to completely transform everyone's expectations, not just about Claire's genuine abilities, but about the entire nature of their unconventional, practical marriage. The dining room filled quickly with important business associates, each guest exchanging polite greetings, while Marcus nervously anticipated the evening's outcome. He glanced anxiously toward the kitchen entrance, silently hoping Claire's confidence would translate into genuine culinary success, rather than an embarrassing failure in front of his influential guests. As the first course arrived, a delicate soup rich with warm, comforting flavors, quiet murmurs of appreciation quickly spread throughout the table. Marcus watched carefully, cautious optimism slowly replacing his earlier anxious doubt. "This is absolutely delicious," one of his associates remarked, genuine surprise evident in his voice. "Did you change chefs recently, Marcus?" Marcus hesitated slightly, uncertain exactly how to respond given his earlier doubts about Claire's abilities. "Actually, my wife prepared tonight's dinner personally." Surprised murmurs spread quickly around the table, guests exchanging genuinely impressed glances. "Your wife prepared all of this herself?" another associate asked, clearly astonished. "She did," Marcus admitted, quiet pride beginning to replace his earlier skepticism as subsequent courses arrived, each one receiving increasingly enthusiastic praise from his guests. By the time dessert arrived, a rich, warm dish reminiscent of cherished family gatherings, the entire table buzzed with genuine admiration and curiosity about Claire's impressive culinary talents. Marcus, initially doubtful, now found himself genuinely proud, quietly reconsidering his previous assumptions about his wife's capabilities. After dinner concluded successfully, guests departing with genuine compliments and admiration, Marcus made his way toward the kitchen, finding Claire quietly finishing cleanup alongside the kitchen staff, who now regarded her with newfound respect and warmth. "Claire," Marcus said, genuine appreciation evident in his voice, "tonight was remarkable. I had no idea you possessed such incredible culinary talent." Claire smiled warmly, quiet satisfaction evident in her expression. "I told you to trust me, Marcus." "You did," Marcus admitted, embarrassment briefly flickering across his usually composed expression. "I apologize for doubting you so quickly." Claire studied him carefully, genuine warmth softening her earlier reserved demeanor. "It's all right, Marcus. I understand you didn't know me well enough yet to trust my abilities completely." Marcus nodded thoughtfully, clearly reconsidering his previous assumptions about their practical, arranged marriage. "Perhaps it's time I made more effort to genuinely know you, Claire, beyond simply the practical arrangement that initially brought us together." Claire's expression softened further, cautious hope evident in her warm smile. "I'd like that very much, Marcus." In the days following the successful dinner, word of Claire's remarkable culinary skills quickly spread throughout the household staff, gradually transforming their earlier cautious skepticism into genuine admiration and warmth. Martha, initially doubtful of Claire's ability to fit comfortably within their disciplined household, found herself increasingly impressed by Claire's genuine kindness and remarkable talent. "You've certainly won over the kitchen staff," Martha remarked warmly one afternoon, watching Claire patiently teach one of the younger kitchen assistants a cherished family recipe. "They haven't stopped talking about your cooking since that dinner." Claire smiled genuinely, appreciating Martha's warm acknowledgement. "I'm glad they're enjoying it. Cooking has always been something deeply personal to me, a way of bringing genuine comfort and happiness to others." As Claire's relationship with the household staff steadily warmed, Marcus found himself increasingly drawn toward spending more genuine time with his wife, gradually setting aside his usual demanding business schedule to enjoy quiet dinners and meaningful conversations together. However, not everyone within Marcus's business circle viewed this unexpected, genuine connection positively. Marcus's business partner, a calculating man named Edward Grant, grew increasingly concerned about how Claire's growing influence within the household might affect Marcus's usual calculated, business-focused priorities. "Marcus," Edward cautioned privately during a business meeting, "you've seemed distracted lately, spending considerable time at home rather than focusing on our upcoming expansion plans. My marriage doesn't interfere with our business priorities, Edward, Marcus replied firmly, though a hint of genuine happiness remained evident beneath his usual composed demeanor. Edward studied him carefully, clearly unconvinced. I certainly hope not, Marcus. We have significant financial interests riding on our upcoming negotiations, ones that require your complete focus and attention. As Marcus dismissed Edward's concerns, unaware of the subtle resentment quietly building within his business partner, Claire continued genuinely settling into her new life, unaware that her growing happiness and influence within the household had unexpectedly created quiet tension within Marcus's demanding professional world. One evening, as Claire prepared another comforting family meal, unaware of Edward's growing resentment and hidden ambitions, she had no idea that her newfound happiness was about to be tested by dangers she never anticipated encountering within her unconventional marriage. Over the following weeks, Claire's genuine warmth and remarkable culinary talents continued strengthening her place within the mansion, gradually transforming from an overlooked, unfamiliar addition into someone genuinely cherished by the entire household staff. Marcus, too, found himself increasingly captivated by Claire's authentic kindness, spending more evenings at home rather than immersed entirely in demanding business matters. However, Edward Grant's concerns about Marcus's shifting priorities continued growing steadily, his resentment quietly deepening as he watched Marcus's genuine happiness, with Claire potentially threaten their carefully calculated business ambitions. Edward had spent years quietly benefiting from Marcus's intense focus on expanding their business empire, personally profiting significantly from lucrative deals that required Marcus's undivided attention and calculated decision-making. Claire's unexpected influence, softening Marcus's usual sharp business focus, represented a genuine threat to Edward's own financial interests and ambitions. Marcus needs reminding of his true priorities, Edward explained quietly to a trusted associate during a private meeting. This marriage was meant to strengthen our business alliance, not distract him from our more important, ambitious plans. What exactly do you propose? His associate asked cautiously. We need to create doubt, Edward replied calmly, his tone carrying calculated determination. If Marcus believes Claire's presence threatens his business reputation or stability, he'll naturally distance himself, allowing us to refocus his attention where it belongs. Edward began subtly spreading doubts among Marcus's business associates, carefully suggesting that Marcus's growing domestic happiness might indicate diminished ambition or focus regarding their upcoming expansion plans. Slowly, subtle whispers began circulating within their business circle, questioning Marcus's continued dedication to their shared ambitious goals. One afternoon, Marcus received an unexpected visit from several concerned business partners, their expressions carefully measured, yet clearly cautious. Marcus, one partner began carefully. We've heard some concerns regarding your recent focus. Some worry your marriage might be distracting you from our expansion plans. Marcus frowned, clearly surprised and slightly offended by the unexpected implication. My marriage has nothing to do with my business decisions. Where exactly are these concerns coming from? The partners exchanged uncertain glances, clearly uncomfortable revealing the source of their concerns directly. We simply want reassurance, Marcus, that our expansion remains your top priority. After his associates departed, Marcus sat quietly, troubled by the unexpected confrontation, uncertain exactly why such doubts had suddenly emerged regarding his business dedication. He decided cautiously to discuss the troubling situation with Claire that evening. Something concerning happened today, Marcus explained quietly during their dinner together. My business partners suggested my marriage might be distracting me from our company's priorities. Claire studied him carefully, genuine concern evident in her expression. Do you believe that, Marcus? No, Marcus replied firmly, though uncertainty briefly flickered behind his confident tone. But I don't understand where these doubts are suddenly coming from. Claire considered his words thoughtfully. Perhaps someone within your business circle feels threatened by our growing happiness, Marcus. Not everyone appreciates positive changes, especially if those changes challenge their own interests. Marcus nodded slowly, quietly considering Claire's insightful observation, though he remained uncertain exactly who among his trusted associates might harbor such calculated, resentful intentions. Meanwhile, Edward continued his subtle manipulation, carefully escalating his efforts, determined to create enough doubt and tension to permanently separate Marcus from Claire's genuine, positive influence. He began quietly gathering information regarding Claire's background, searching desperately for any potential vulnerability he could exploit to further undermine Marcus's confidence in their unconventional marriage. Eventually, Edward discovered a minor detail regarding Claire's family's financial history, a small, previously undisclosed debt from years earlier, unrelated to their current marriage, but potentially useful in creating doubt about her true intentions. "This could work perfectly," Edward said quietly to his associate, reviewing the information carefully. "If Marcus believes Claire married him partly to escape her family's financial difficulties, he might begin questioning the genuine authenticity of their entire relationship." As Edward carefully prepared to present this misleading information directly to Marcus, hoping to create irreparable doubt and tension within his marriage, neither Marcus nor Claire yet realized just how close their genuine, growing happiness was about to face a serious, calculated threat. Edward arranged a private meeting with Marcus the following week, carefully presenting the misleading information he had gathered regarding Claire's family's past financial difficulties. "Marcus," Edward began cautiously, "I discovered something recently that I believe you should know about Claire's background." Marcus frowned slightly, immediately cautious given Edward's calculated tone. "What exactly are you referring to?" "Her family faced significant financial troubles years ago," Edward explained carefully, deliberately omitting crucial context to create maximum doubt. "I simply want to ensure you understand fully the circumstances surrounding your marriage, Marcus. Perhaps her family's financial struggles played a larger role in arranging this marriage than you initially realized." Marcus considered Edward's words carefully, uncertainty and doubt beginning to creep into his usually confident demeanor. "Are you suggesting Claire married me purely for financial security?" "I'm simply suggesting you consider all possibilities," Edward replied smoothly, though calculated satisfaction flickered briefly behind his composed expression. "Marriages arranged for business reasons often carry hidden motivations, Marcus. It's wise to remain cautious." After Edward departed, Marcus sat quietly, troubled deeply by this unexpected revelation, uncertainty steadily growing regarding the true nature of his wife's feelings and intentions toward their marriage. Later that evening, he approached Claire directly, his tone noticeably more guarded than usual. "Claire," Marcus began carefully, "I recently learned about your family's financial difficulties from years ago. Why didn't you ever mention this to me?" Claire looked up, genuine confusion evident in her expression. "Marcus, that situation happened years before our marriage was even arranged. It has nothing to do with us." "Doesn't it?" Marcus asked, doubt clearly evident in his voice. "Perhaps your family's financial struggles influenced your family's decision to arrange this marriage." Claire's expression shifted quickly from confusion to hurt, clearly startled by Marcus's sudden distrust. "Marcus, I never once mentioned my family's finances because they simply weren't relevant to our marriage. Our arrangement was based on business interests between our families, not personal financial gain." Marcus studied her carefully, torn between his growing feelings for Claire and the seeds of doubt Edward had carefully planted. "I need time to think about this, Claire." Claire nodded slowly, hurt and confusion evident in her expression as Marcus quietly excused himself, leaving her alone with unsettling uncertainty about their previously strengthening relationship. Over the following days, tension steadily grew between them, their previously warm, comfortable interactions replaced by cautious, guarded conversations. Claire, deeply hurt by Marcus's sudden distrust, found herself questioning whether their genuine connection had truly been as authentic as she had believed. Meanwhile, Martha, having grown genuinely fond of Claire during her time in the household, noticed the sudden tension between Marcus and Claire, quickly recognizing something seemed troublingly amiss. "Is everything all right between you and Mr. Sinclair?" Martha asked gently one afternoon, finding Claire quietly preparing a meal alone in the kitchen, her usual warm energy noticeably subdued. Claire sighed softly, genuine sadness evident in her expression. Marcus recently learned about my family's financial troubles from years ago. He seems to believe it might have influenced my family's decision to arrange our marriage. Martha frowned thoughtfully, clearly troubled by this unexpected development. Where exactly did Mr. Sinclair learn this information? I'm honestly not sure, Claire admitted, uncertainty evident in her voice. He mentioned learning it recently, though he didn't specify from whom. Martha considered this carefully, quietly recalling recent conversations she had overheard involving Edward Grant and his associates discussing Claire's family background. Determined to help resolve the troubling misunderstanding, Martha decided to investigate the situation further herself. Over the following days, Martha carefully gathered information, quietly confirming her growing suspicion that Edward Grant had deliberately manipulated the situation, selectively presenting misleading information specifically designed to create doubt and tension within Marcus and Claire's genuine relationship. Armed with this crucial information, Martha approached Marcus directly, determined to reveal Edward's calculated manipulation before it could permanently damage the genuine happiness Marcus and Claire had built together. "Sir," Martha said firmly, entering Marcus's private study, "I believe you've been misled regarding Mrs. Sinclair's family history." Marcus looked up, genuine surprise evident in his expression. "What do you mean, Martha?" "I have reason to believe Edward Grant deliberately misrepresented the situation," Martha explained carefully, "specifically to create doubt and tension between you and Claire." Marcus's expression shifted rapidly from confusion to serious concern, quickly recognizing the troubling implications of Martha's revelation. Why would Edward do something like that? "Perhaps," Martha suggested carefully, "because your happiness and increased attention toward your marriage threatens his own business interests and influence over your decisions." Marcus sat back thoughtfully, quickly piecing together the troubling reality of Edward's calculated manipulation, understanding clearly the serious betrayal his trusted business partner had orchestrated against his genuine happiness with Claire. Marcus sat quietly for a long moment, processing Martha's troubling revelation carefully. "Do you have proof of Edward's involvement, Martha? I overheard him discussing Claire's family background with an associate several days ago," Martha explained honestly. "At the time, I didn't fully understand the significance, but given the recent tension between you and Mrs. Sinclair, it seems clear now that Edward deliberately manipulated the situation." Marcus's expression darkened with quiet anger, understanding fully the serious betrayal his trusted business partner had orchestrated. "Thank you, Martha. I need to speak with Claire immediately." Marcus quickly made his way toward Claire's private quarters, finding her quietly sitting near the window, her expression subdued and thoughtful. "Claire," he said gently, stepping into the room, "I owe you a sincere apology." Claire looked up, surprised by his sudden change in demeanor. "Marcus, I recently learned that Edward deliberately misrepresented information about your family's financial history," Marcus explained carefully, "specifically to create doubt between us. I should never have questioned your genuine feelings so quickly." Claire's expression softened slightly, though hurt still lingered beneath her cautious relief. "Why would Edward do something like that?" "He's concerned that my happiness with you threatens his own business ambitions," Marcus admitted honestly. "I've been foolish, Claire, allowing his manipulation to create doubt about something I know, deep down, is genuinely real." Claire studied him carefully, cautious hope slowly returning to her expression. "I understand why you might have doubted me, Marcus, given how our marriage initially began, but I promise you, my feelings for you have grown into something completely genuine." Marcus reached gently for her hand, sincerity evident in his expression. "I believe you, Claire, and I intend to address Edward's betrayal directly, ensuring nothing like this happens again." As Marcus and Claire began repairing their fragile trust, a knock interrupted their private conversation. Martha entered quickly, her expression tense and urgent. "Sir, I apologize for interrupting, but we have a more serious problem. It appears Edward hasn't stopped at simply creating doubt. My contacts suggest he's now planning something considerably more dangerous." Marcus's expression hardened instantly. "What exactly do you mean, Martha?" "Edward has been meeting secretly with a rival business group," Martha explained gravely. It seems he's planning to use the tension he created between you and Claire as an opportunity to seize greater control over your business operations entirely, potentially even threatening Claire's safety directly if it serves his ambitious plans. Claire's breath caught sharply, fear replacing her earlier cautious relief. Marcus, what does this mean? It means Edward's betrayal runs far deeper than simple manipulation, Marcus said firmly, protective determination evident in his tone. We need to act quickly and decisively before he can cause any further damage. As Marcus quickly began organizing his most trusted associates to address Edward's dangerous betrayal, Claire remained anxiously by his side, understanding clearly that their genuine, hard-won happiness was now facing a far more serious and immediate threat than she had ever anticipated. That same evening, Edward, unaware that his manipulation had already been discovered, confidently continued finalizing his dangerous plans with his rival business associates, completely unprepared for the swift, decisive response Marcus was already preparing against him. Marcus wasted no time organizing his response, quickly gathering his most trusted security personnel and legal advisors to address Edward's serious betrayal. I want everything documented properly, Marcus instructed firmly. Every meeting, every conversation Edward has had with these rival associates. We need solid evidence before confronting him directly. Within hours, Marcus's team had gathered substantial evidence confirming Edward's secretive dealings, revealing a calculated plan to use manufactured tension within Marcus's marriage as leverage to seize significant control over their shared business operations, potentially even threatening Claire's safety should Marcus refuse to cooperate with his demands. Sir, one of Marcus's security advisors reported, Edward has arranged a meeting tomorrow evening with the rival group to finalize his plans. This would be the ideal opportunity to intervene. Marcus nodded firmly, protective determination evident in his expression. We'll be ready. That evening, Marcus explained the full situation to Claire, carefully outlining his plan to confront Edward directly the following day. I want you to remain here, safely within the estate, while we handle this, Marcus said gently, though Claire's expression revealed clear concern. Marcus, please be careful, Claire urged, worry evident in her voice. I don't want anything to happen to you because of Edward's greed and betrayal. I promise you, Claire, Marcus reassured her, gently taking her hand. I won't let his betrayal harm either of us. This ends tomorrow. The following evening, as Edward confidently arrived at his planned meeting with the rival business associates, expecting to finalize his calculated scheme, Marcus's security team quietly moved into position nearby, prepared to intervene at the precise moment necessary to expose Edward's betrayal completely. As Edward began discussing his plans openly with the rival group, confident that his scheme remained completely undetected, Marcus suddenly entered the room, his expression cold and calculated, flanked by his most trusted security personnel. Edward's confident expression shattered instantly into visible panic. Marcus, this isn't what it looks like. Save your explanations, Edward, Marcus interrupted firmly, his voice carrying unmistakable authority and controlled anger. I have all the evidence I need regarding your betrayal, your manipulation of Claire's family history, and your dangerous plans to seize control of our business through manufactured deception. The rival associates, realizing quickly that their secretive plans had been completely exposed, hastily attempted to distance themselves from Edward's scheme, quickly departing the tense confrontation to avoid further complications with Marcus's clearly superior position. Edward, left alone to face the serious consequences of his betrayal, attempted weak justifications. Marcus, please, understand, I only wanted to protect our business interests. You wanted to protect your own ambitions, Marcus corrected firmly, regardless of the cost to my marriage or Claire's reputation. That kind of betrayal cannot be overlooked. With overwhelming evidence against him, Edward had no choice but to accept the serious consequences of his actions, permanently severing his business partnership with Marcus and facing significant legal and financial repercussions for his calculated, dangerous manipulation. As Marcus returned home that evening, relief and satisfaction evident in his expression, he found Claire anxiously waiting for him, worry quickly transforming into genuine happiness the moment she saw him safely return. It's finally over, Marcus reassured her, pulling her into a warm, comforting embrace. Edward's betrayal has been completely exposed and dealt with. We're safe now, Claire. Claire held him closely, relief and genuine happiness evident in her trembling voice. Thank you, Marcus, for trusting me, for fighting for us despite everything Edward tried to do. You never gave me a reason to doubt you, Claire, Marcus replied sincerely. I should have trusted my own judgment from the very beginning. As Edward's dangerous betrayal was fully resolved, life within the Sinclair mansion gradually returned to genuine peace and happiness, Marcus and Claire's relationship emerging even stronger. Their trust and connection deepened significantly by successfully overcoming such a serious, calculated challenge together. In the months following Edward's exposed betrayal, life within the Sinclair mansion gradually blossomed into genuine happiness and warmth, an atmosphere strikingly different from the cautious, formal environment that had once defined the household. Claire's genuine kindness and remarkable culinary talents continued strengthening her cherished place among the staff, while her growing relationship with Marcus deepened into something authentically loving, far beyond their originally practical arrangement. Marcus, having learned valuable lessons from Edward's manipulative betrayal, made a conscious effort to prioritize open, honest communication with Claire, ensuring their relationship remained strong and resilient against future uncertainties. Their household, once quietly formal and distant, gradually transformed into a warm, genuine home filled with laughter, comfort, and mutual respect. One afternoon, Martha approached Claire with an excited proposal. Mrs. Sinclair, the staff and I were wondering if you might consider hosting a larger community event, perhaps a charity dinner showcasing your wonderful culinary talents. It could be a beautiful way to give back to the community while celebrating everything you've brought to this household. Claire's eyes lit up with genuine excitement. I'd love that, Martha. It sounds like a wonderful opportunity. When Claire shared the idea with Marcus that evening, his response was immediate and enthusiastic. That's a fantastic idea, Claire. I'll ensure you have everything you need to make it truly special. Over the following weeks, Claire poured her genuine passion and remarkable culinary skills into planning an elaborate charity dinner, aimed at raising funds for local community programs, supporting underprivileged families throughout the city. The household staff eagerly assisted her preparations, genuine enthusiasm and warmth evident throughout the entire process. On the evening of the charity event, guests from throughout the city's business and social circles gathered within the elegantly decorated mansion, eager to sample Claire's celebrated culinary creations while supporting a meaningful, charitable cause. Marcus proudly stood beside Claire, genuine admiration evident in his expression as guests enthusiastically praised each carefully prepared dish. This dinner is absolutely remarkable, one impressed guest remarked warmly. Mrs. Sinclair, your talent is truly extraordinary. Claire smiled warmly, genuine happiness evident in her expression. Thank you so much. Cooking has always been deeply personal to me, a way of bringing people together and creating genuine warmth and connection. As the successful charity event concluded, raising significant funds for the community programs Claire genuinely cared about, Marcus took a moment to address the gathered guests directly, gently taking Claire's hand as he spoke. Tonight wouldn't have been possible without my incredible wife, Claire, Marcus said sincerely, genuine pride and admiration evident in his voice. When we first married, our relationship began as a practical arrangement, nothing more. But Claire's genuine warmth, remarkable talent, and unwavering kindness have transformed our marriage, and this entire household, into something truly special. The guests applauded warmly, genuinely touched by Marcus's heartfelt words. Claire, deeply moved by his public acknowledgement, felt tears of happiness gently forming in her eyes. Later that evening, after guests had departed and the household staff had begun their cleanup, Marcus found Claire quietly reflecting on the evening's success within their private study. Tonight was truly special, Claire, Marcus said softly, gently taking a seat beside her. You've brought genuine warmth and happiness into my life, into this entire household, in ways I never anticipated when our marriage was first arranged. Claire smiled warmly, genuine love evident clearly in her expression. I never expected to find such genuine happiness either, Marcus, but I'm deeply grateful our unconventional beginning led us here. Marcus gently took her hand, sincerity evident in his warm smile. "I love you, Claire. Genuinely, completely." "I love you too, Marcus," Claire replied softly, happiness clearly reflected in her voice. As they sat together quietly, reflecting on their remarkable journey, from a practical arrangement into genuine, authentic love, both Marcus and Claire understood clearly that true happiness often emerges unexpectedly, transforming even the most unconventional beginnings into something truly beautiful and unbreakable. Their story, beginning with doubt, skepticism, and practical necessity, had ultimately become a genuine testament to how patience, kindness, and authentic connection could triumph over any difficult or uncertain beginning, winning not just each other's hearts, but the hearts of everyone fortunate enough to witness their genuine, remarkable journey together.